Hello! Happy Sunday. And if you already saw me today, hello again. Yes, today is Sunday, and at least in my part of the world, it is. And the World Wide Writeathon has mostly concluded. There is still the costume party tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that's over on Jessica's channel with Stig. And so that should be fun and entertaining. But I hosted the chatty session this morning, which was awesome. We had Abigail and Orla and Tina, and that was awesome and fun. But since it was a chatty stream, I did not get any words in. So I need to do some writing. So I figured I would pull up Mr. Tomato Tom, and we would do some, other than the first sprint, some Pomodoro length sprints and just get some words in. So if you are here from the World Wide Writeathon, congrats on finishing it. And whether or not you want to do more writing is fine. And guess what? We have a wild Charlie. Oh, I can't hear you.
Of course, because I'm trying to plug my mic in. I was quickly, I saw you put the invite in, and I'm like quickly trying to plug everything.
You could have come in anytime you wanted. So, yes, let me make sure that, okay, cool. I did remember to mute my phone, which is awesome. Because that's a thing I often forget to do. So I am curious, have you figured out how many words you wrote during the event?
No, I have no idea. Probably not that many, because most of it I was on Vanessa's channel doing a chat stream for like, I don't know, 4 hours or so.
I think I'll hit at least the 5-hour mark.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Because it was so funny because she didn't know what to do with Glory and me. And she was like, it's been an hour. Do you think we should wrap up? And then either Glory or I would say something, and that would start like another half hour of something.
Now she knows.
Now she knows.
Now she knows. And I got to stream with Glory on Cachet's channel, and it's so fun. It's a lot of fun. So I felt like I got at least a little bit more words than I normally do each day that has gone on. I mean, like Friday and Saturday, because, I'm hoping to get a little bit more than normal today as well. But so I feel like I did a little bit better than normal. And I also met new people, which is always fun. So, yes. Sid is here bright and early. Hello. And so I asked how everybody was doing after the weekend of sprints. So Sid says, great, I need to sprint badly. I've been slacking. And so we will take care of that. We will do some sprints. And Hannah is here. Hello. And Paget is here asking if we are zoned from the weekend. And I think not too badly, but we'll see as we get further into the stream. So Paget says not too bad, and same, basically did some but didn't overwhelm yourself, which is always the best way to do it. Erin is here. Hello. And how is Colt? Colt is your cute little puppy. Jack Russell Terrier. He's so cute.
They're so cute.
Looking forward to your 4 days, mostly off from writing this week. Yes. But you will be playing.
Clarinet?
Yes, Clarinet Week indeed. I can't afford to burn myself out before Nano. This is my 9th straight November. And I have never lost in November. And I'm not about to start now. Ooh, CB.
Getting ready. Them some fighting words. I like it.
Right. And it's extremely impressive to have not 9. This is going to be 9 nanos in a row. That's amazing. Plus, I mean, 122,000 words last month, which is like more than 2 nanos in a row. So I think you can include
probably
that.
Good. You're probably good.
I think you can include that. So Lizzie is here. Hello. Do you have strawberry flavored something today?
I know. I think that every time I see Lizzie.
Strawberry, lemonade, both. Fanta, who knows? Devin is here. Hello.
Devin, you must be completely wiped out from all the streams. Because a lot of people, even with the World Wide Writeathon going on, I noticed a lot of people did their regular streams alongside of it too.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a lot more streams yesterday than normal.
There were a whole bunch of streams, but that was good because that meant you could go anywhere on the internet and have sprints if you wanted them.
Very true.
Happy Sunday indeed. Lizzie is going to be naming characters. Ooh, you finally have the time for your camp out and Christmas romances. Ooh.
Yeah, I have one more plot to figure out, kind of the plot to rule them all. I figured out all the rings of men and the rings of dwarves and the rings of elves. I've sorted through the 5 million plots I wanted in the story. Mm-hmm. And now I have 3 competing, which is the main plot, because I'm going to control myself with this project.
Are you sure?
Yes, it is not going to have all of the viewpoint characters. No. It's and I know who the character is. It's just there are 3 distinct things that they could do, and I don't know which track I want them on. So that's my main goal today. Let's figure that out. Oh my goodness.
Tarot cards?
That's not helpful because every time I just pick the card that always comes up is because I'm using the angel cards. It's Satan and Uza, which is the devil and the tower, and I'm just that could kind of be any of these because it's a very bad, terrible thing that happens at the beginning of the book. This isn't really helpful for the plot.
Which one is the biggest or flashiest terrible thing that happens?
Oh yeah, okay. That actually makes sense. I think somebody's gonna get into some psychic trouble then.
Could you go with that one?
Yeah, that might be it.
That might not be the answer that you were really looking for, but it is.
The problem is I like all 3 of them, and I kind of want to write 3 alternate versions of the same book and have it as a choose your own adventure, but I really don't have the time and energy to figure out how to do a choose your own adventure in the modern world. But yeah, it's a good problem to have though.
But I suggest if you are going for a Christmas story, you could have a holly. Just because. This is after when we on this morning's stream. I was like, Prince Charming is just such a silly name, and then Eva popped in with my child's name is Charming, and I was like, and she goes, just kidding, and I was like, crap, give me a heart attack. So.
I don't know. I finally got talked into watching The Descendants, and Chad Charming may be the funniest character I've ever heard in my life. Because
I just completely changed his name for my story. I was like, forget Charming, forget the C's. I don't care.
Was in once? Didn't they just call him Char?
Yeah, I think they did. I don't remember which one. But Petra is here. Hello.
Hi.
I see 2 jewels, a live Jules and a Jules from 2 days ago. Doppelganger? No. Time travel? No, just YouTube notifications, I'm sure.
Which are weird.
Yes. Lizzie has reached the midpoint in your pen pal romance and will be done with the long book in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Wow.
I have never read a pen pal romance, and that just sounds so interesting. Because a lot of tropes that are a part of romance would be hard to do because they're corresponding with each other, not actually meeting each other, at least not until some point in the story, I would assume.
Right. Yeah. So I'm trying to think. I think Sophie Kinsella romance has a texting, so like modern version of pen pal. But she does have them meet up at some point relatively early in the process. And there was one that I remember that it was a middle grade, so it wasn't like a romance, but it was definitely a relationship of friends. So still love. And it was done first via snail mail and then via email. And it was beautifully done. I think it's Snail Mail You Later or something like that. And it's such a cute story. I love it. But anyway. Your characters are going to form a band.
Ooh.
What kind of band? What kind of music?
I love that idea. I'm actually working on a one of the projects for later next year is going to be basically a band on tour and a story, and it's fun doing research for that. I've been reading a lot of musicians' memoirs.
Nice. You also have a spin-off idea that takes place in an airport, and Charlie. And Aaron says, "Hi, Charlie. What a nice surprise." You lost your first camp. Oops, I accidentally unclicked it. You lost your first Camp Nano because computer glitches happen. They suck. Hashtag back up. You work.
Yes.
Oh, there's a lot more comments than I thought. I was just taking my sweet old time. Oops.
Oh, no, I was like, amongst all the other craziness of the stream last night, like the chat was moving so fast because there's apparently some way to turn on slow mode, but I don't know how to do it. Well, so. Like even beyond that, I mean, there were, I think, 79 people watching the stream last night, and it was just like, oh my goodness, there's too many people here.
And you had a crap ton of people on your screen.
Yes.
You went from like, I don't know if anybody's going to come, to like having the whole world on your screen.
I sent out the bat signal, and everybody was like, I'll be there. Like to the point where it was like, people were like, I've been hearing other people say they're going to be there, so I think I'm fine. I don't know if you're going to have room, so I don't know. Like yeah. It's nice to feel the support of the community, especially with all the craziness last night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Natalie, also thank you for the games and the would you rather or never have I ever questions, because they're awesome. Natalie is taking a nap, but came to like the chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
If anybody deserves a nap. She was busy yesterday.
Absolutely. CB switched to Apple because you had problems with your Windows computer every other day.
Yes. I cannot get StreamYard to work on my Windows computer at all anymore, and I don't know why. It won't, like, the controls won't click over there on any browser. So, yeah.
Oh, no. Colt is a mess. He destroyed a pillow the other day. Sigh.
So I'm assuming this is puppy phase. Oh yeah, pillows are doomed. Hide the pillows. Hide the pillows. Hide the blankets. Hide the towels. Like everything would have holes in it.
So how old is Colt now? I'm trying to remember.
And hopefully you don't have wooden furniture, because if he's old enough that their adult teeth starts coming in and they start chewing on everything. Oh, your wooden furniture covered the corners.
Well, I say he's a puppy because he still acts like a puppy, but I think he's over a year now, right? I think. I don't remember because it was pre-pandemic when she got him.
2,000 years ago.
But I don't remember how long before pandemic. So.
And since it's been at least, 12 years this year? So.
Yeah, goodness. Feels like. Feels like. Paget says hello.
Hello.
Ninth Street Nano. Dang, you don't play. Darn right I don't. That was hilarious. No strawberries today. Your gum is downstairs and you're too lazy to get it. Understood. Understood. Ayane is here. Hello. And says, ooh, Charlie. Elizabeth, hello. Welcome. What about doing one for Nano, one for camp in April, and one for camp in July? Pretty much. Your main character's name is already Holly. Perfect. I got your brainwave. I'm the worst at finding boys' names. There's not too many you like that or that fit your boys. I like the letter G. So I like Gabriel. I like Garrett. You know, so that kind of G vibe I like for guys.
It seems like every project I have a favorite letter that I don't realize I have a favorite letter till I write all the characters' names down together, and I'm like, oh, everyone's name starts with an A. Time to rename some people.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily it changes for every project, but still, It's a problem.
Yes. Okay, so it has been 16 minutes, so I think we better go ahead and start a sprint. And I will dawdle and read the rest of the comments during the sprint. Because that's how it feels like a day. At least for the first bit, because I'm still deciding whether or not I want to work on a blog or this Project Moon Phase thing.
I have planning to do for my Nano project. And also, I had a new idea this morning for a video series for my channel that I might start trying to figure out. So I don't know that I will be getting like words, but we'll see.
Planning is a thing.
Yes, planning is a thing.
All right. So make sure that if you have been working in your document this morning with sprints, or if you have just opened it up and, you know, stared at it for a while, it might could use another save or two. So go ahead and save it and make sure that you have something to hydrate with. And we are going to get started with our lovely Tomato Tom in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh. Getting them last words.
So part of what I'm doing is I'm answering the questions that Natalie put on the Would You Rather. I'm going to turn some of it into a blog post, I think. So the one I was just answering was, would you rather write the final draft the first time on one book series or edit over 30 years to the final draft of multiple books or series? I would rather get that final draft right the first time, because you bet if I did that, I would make that series eternal and just ride with that the whole dang time. That's what my brain's like.
I think about blogging from time to time, and then I think, oh, do I really need to add another thing?
I know, right?
I miss it, though. I used to blog daily, and I miss it. I miss it terribly, but I feel like my Instagram has turned into my blog. I feel like that's what I use some of the pictures for over there.
So I think I got about 500 words that time. So that's really good for a first sprint for me. So what'd you get done?
I was playing with that idea for videos for the channel and may have figured out what I'm going to be doing for videos for the rest of the month.
Yay!
And I want it to be an ongoing thing, and that's where my brain like completely crashed at the end, because I'm like, ooh, and that's what I can do for this month, and then next month I will do just like, maybe
I know what's stopping you. It's November 3rd. That's what's stopping you.
Yes. Yep.
The pronoun I is here. Hello. Welcome. Sid says, I am collecting my full word count till the end, but so far so good. Nice. Mo, hello.
Hello.
This weekend has been lots of fun. Yes, absolutely. I'm glad I got to meet all the fun new people. Yay. And I still got some work done, which is also a bonus. Elizabeth ate some walk this sprint. Ooh, yay.
Ooh.
Much needed. I believe that's correct math, yes.
I'm just curious what the math is, because it's like I feel like you did two separate things, but I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Because it's like I wrote 233 words for Pepper and 133 for Tony, which is together 366 for pepperoni.
I think with my math challenged brain, I think that math is correct.
Yes.
Petra got 256. Nice. Ayani got 301. Yay! And Erin touched up the audio for a podcast episode. Yay!
Podcasts, aren't they fun?
So Erin has started a podcast for the Learn Taurology YouTube channel and for her website, but she's also been a part of a podcast for her day job, which has also been interesting.
Okay, for anybody who podcasts, they just launched this, and this might help you, Erin. If your podcast has to be available on Spotify, like it doesn't have to be exclusive over there, but that has to be one of the directories you're in. But if you go to, what is it, promocards.byspotify.com, you type in the name of your podcast, and you can pick either the podcast or an episode of the podcast, and it will automatically generate a social media share card for you that you can then share to any of the social medias. And it has 3 different sizes. It'll make either like the story-sized card or the Twitter, Facebook-sized card or the Square Instagram card, like instantly.
So what is that website again?
It's promocards.byspotify.com. They just launched it.
Is it by as in B-U-Y?
No,
or
as in B-Y.
B-Y.
And I was playing around with it this morning, and it's really quick and it's really easy. And literally, you get to the end, and it's just got a share button, and you could just make it real quick, hit share, pop it out to your socials, and you're done. Nice. And making promo stuff for podcasts is the most nightmarish thing because you're always thinking like, what should it be? What should it be? This makes it really easy. The only trade-off is it has the listen on Spotify at the bottom, but there's the second largest podcast server in the world, so why not? But
not so bad. Came home from a long, exhausting day at work to find a 9-foot-tall bunny waiting for me in the drive and the words "Merry Christmas, Pepper" on the tag around its neck. Is it chocolate?
I love that was my first question too. Please tell me that's not caramel filled because no one's ever moving that. Like you're gonna have to call both Iron Man and War Machine to move that thing if it's caramel filled.
Bemused, I stepped into the house to find Tony sitting on the couch in his latest suit, or so he let me think. He was actually downstairs working.
That's some shady shade. Don't use the suits to pretend you're other places. Tony.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry, brain.
It's like that scene
was just Robert Downey Jr. with his face showing. So I'm like, doppelganger?
No, it's that scene from what was it? Spider-Man Homecoming, where he's lecturing Peter on the top of the roof, and then there's nobody in the suit, and he just gets so used to that he's shocked when Tony actually steps out of the suit. Like, that's some shady shade, Tony. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm. Sonia got 10 words. Excellent. And Nikki says, I don't know how many words, but I worked on writing down your tarot card meanings. Excellent. You had paper with some old names of a time loop book, and you were trying to switch some of those characters into the Camp Out book, but you can't find the paper. Well, it makes sense. It went back to the future.
Yeah.
TB did 233 words of Living on a Prayer and 133 words of your Nano Candy Incentive Rules.
Nice.
Hannah is here. You're thinking you might do live writing sprints in November for Nano, but would anyone join you? Yes.
I think there are going to be an amazing number of those. Meadow Lamoureux is planning on doing daily writing sprints on her channel. And I know a couple other people are planning on that. Like it is going to be a bumper crop of live streams next month. Yeah.
So if you don't want to do them all by yourself, you could want to co-host and trade co-hosts, sort of like I come your channel, you come my channel. So that sort of thing. So, but yes, people will find you.
Yeah.
As long as you put the tag writing sprints in your video, like, got to do that.
Yeah.
Found the old names. They are back from the future.
Yay.
You found them in a notebook you were supposed to back up the character names in. Then there you go. They're where they're supposed to be. You love the timer and the method. Good, because we are letting him dance far longer than he should.
But he's so cute when he dances.
Aaron says, thank you, Charlie, for the tip, and we'll use that for sure. 10 out of 10. So it's a 9-foot-tall stuffed bunny. So the amount of stuffing that you would have to have in a 9-foot-tall stuffed bunny would then make the stuffing so dense that it was not squishable when you hug it. I don't want it. I want squishable. Sorry. So I quite literally, like when I was a child and still as an adult, when I go to get a stuffed animal, I hug it and squish it. If it is not squishable, I don't buy it.
Yep. Agreed.
But then we all know Tony has no sensibilities, so he probably would buy a 9-foot-tall.
Let's be honest. It's Tony. There's an Iron Man suit in the middle of it, so he can control it and make it do things that he thinks are cute.
Wait, it's probably the outer wrapping for the suit he made for Pepper, and it probably has some funny ears on it. Sorry.
Wouldn't be surprised.
We're just making fan fiction of your fanfic now, CB.
The meta is real. The meta is real.
Yes. Using old names now, you should have done this before to get out of your slump. Yes, sometimes names just stop you. So weird. Bonnie is here. You plan on live streaming next month on Instagram if you want to. Wait, sorry, let me read that. I plan on live streaming next month. Instagram me if you want to collaborate. There we go. I was like, you're going to be streaming on Instagram? Wow.
I have to say, for anybody who might be interested in that, I have streamed with Bonnie on several occasions, and she's a lot of fun. So
I've seen some of them. I don't think I've seen all of them because I don't think I've seen all of the live streams just like in general because I'm like, there's a lot. So Mo says I will also be doing sprints and live streams on your channel when he's dealing with the anxiety from the Avengers in Iron Man 3. Okay, yeah. The suit he builds for Pepper is the main cause for their first fight.
I could imagine.
And love for Charlie.
Well, right back at you. It's fun.
All right, so let's put this little tomato to work. Phil and Bethany is here. So excited to get some words in just in time. So this will be our second? Yes, second sprint. And don't forget to save and hydrate. And we're going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, right. Are you laughing at the
No, I
fact that
just love how your
type
typing gets faster and faster once the chime starts, because it's just like, like, oh no, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. Like, it just, yeah, I love it.
Pretty much. Speaking of gotta catch them all, one of the questions that Natalie put in here was, would you rather hoard one trope from all other authors or remove one trope forever?
That's
and bonus points if you can name the particular trope that you would delete forever.
That's demon hard, because they're how can I pick just one trope that needs to die? Because there's so many that need to go away.
Right. Yeah, but plus I said I would rather hoard all the tropes so that I could then pick and choose which ones to use. Because, I mean, there are certain situations in which tropes can be fun.
I'm a big fan of quite a few, but there are a couple that just, I'm so, like, like enemies to lovers, I'm sorry, like, it can work. I've seen it work, but it's so badly done so much. Like, that would probably be the one that I would kill off, just because it's usually so badly written that you're just like, no, they're horrible people that don't deserve any happiness. Just stop it. Just stop. But yeah.
Like, usually by the time that they sort of realize that they love each other, they've done horrid things that are unforgivable.
Just, no, make it stop. I can't root for any of you anymore.
I know, right? So I got to do a little bit of math to figure out how many words I got. So please do forgive me.
I started playing with diplomacy webs because they're a new feature over on the World Anvil, and I'm trying to figure out the world building for my sci-fi thing. And I might get lost in this for a while, because not only can you set up the diplomatic relations, it automatically makes an embeddable chart that is like interactive. So when you highlight your mouse over one faction, it zooms up all of their relations to the others. And this might have to be a thing. I might have gotten sidetracked into a different thing that I intended to be doing, because I'm trying to figure out the factions in the story, because the geometric pairings are profound. But I didn't realize I could do all of this other stuff, and it's just like, I could define the galaxy. And I'm like, no, it's an intimate, small story to introduce your sci-fi back into the world. But I could figure out all the relationships. No, stop. So I don't know. One of those two things will happen.
Right. So my math says I've written 1,482 already.
Nice.
It can't be right. Can it?
I don't know. I've been hearing your clickety clacks at the end. That's a lot. That's a lot of clickety clacking. I mean,
I don't know. All right. I will trust the math calculator.
I know just typing, I can get between 300 and 500 words sometimes just typing during a sprint. And we've done 2 sprints. So that's within the realistic realms there.
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, did I really do that?
I'm like that all the time. So like, I did terrible. I did what now?
So I think it's Chandra. And so hello. Jumping in to do some editing. Welcome. Lizzie says, for some reason, having too many tabs open is not relaxing. Not sure how people are able to live with all those tabs on top of their screens. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 things open.
Please don't make me count. Please.
I mean, you know.
I may or may not have 2 different browsers open with a bunch of tabs in both. So please don't make me count.
Well, I try to sort of limit. So I don't like it when I have like just tab. I don't like that. So I try to limit it to just what I'm currently using or what I know that I will need to switch to within a few minutes. So
Yeah, I'm currently in research mode, so I just have way too much of it.
Yeah, and with research, you can't avoid that.
Yeah.
It's just impossible. So CB is less than 10K away from the goal for the whole month. And it is the 11th.
Yeah. You just made me have to double check the date. Because, like, what, is it November already? Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, that was my reaction. Wow.
You were just rocking it.
Lizzie is going to leave in a few minutes for ice cream.
If you gotta go for the ice cream.
That's right.
I support and condone this.
Finish those words. Ayana got 225. Nice. CB got 363.
Nice.
Sonia got 208.
Nice.
I know. Like,
I'm memeing myself today.
What if she doesn't like the flowers and the chocolates? She will. What if she doesn't want us to be together anymore? Tony, stop letting your anxiety win. Stop overthinking it. That's like trying to baptize a cat. It's not going to work.
Okay. CB, I know you probably don't have a merch store, but you need to start one because I need a shirt of "Don't try to baptize the cat." I need that shirt. I need it. I will wear it. I need that. I love it.
That is hilarious. You edited 2 chapters. Nice. I should be editing, but I'm not.
I know that feeling.
So cool. You're just starting to use WA.
The World Anvil?
Yes. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute, lost my train of thought. Well, what are we doing?
Yeah, there are a lot of really nice features over there, and they keep adding new ones. And so I'm behind on learning some of the new ones. Like, they just added tables because I'm wanting to turn one of the settings into an RPG. And they just added a setting that turns it into a rollable table. So you set up the table, and it's got a roll button on top, and people can just click it, and automatically randomizes what you get from the table. And I was just like,
because you've been saying for a while that you wanted to make this a role playable world.
Yep. And it's all my dreams are coming true.
Yay. You managed to get Tony to utter the word dope in the line from Die Hard, the yippee-ki-yay one.
I love Die Hard. It's almost Christmas time. It's time to watch it again.
So it's Chandra, like Jackie Chan. Thank you for correcting me. And Hannah is simply brainstorming. When there is a storm in your brain, there is no simply about that.
Oh. Not in the slightest.
I got some rice and curry for lunch. Elbow cough? Which I think is supposed to be the dab. Right?
Yeah.
The dab emoji?
Yep.
Except StreamYard just calls it elbow cough.
I have to say, that sounds amazing. I haven't had curry in a while. I'm going to have to fix that.
Curry would be nice. 5 tabs for CB. Nano, Google Drive, Story tab, Iron Man 3 transcript for lunch. For lunch?
I know where your mind is.
Still on the curry, apparently.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. And the chat. You could do a cat in sunglasses with the expression, "Please don't baptize me."
That would be amazing. I would wear that.
Or the cat in sunglasses going, "Baptize me, I dare." Or cat in sunglasses, "I told you not to baptize me."
Oh, because I just...
There are many options.
The imagery is profound because we had a flea infestation in the house, and all the bathing of the cats. And yes, like I'm living for this. Don't baptize the cats.
17 tabs for Ayane, and that isn't even that many.
Yeah, I'm not counting.
I mean, I know I have had ridiculous numbers open, but usually that's about when my computer dies. So.
All I know is they're all in just favicon mode, so like there's no text visible on the top row. Just a little icon, so there's a bunch.
Yep, that's how you know you're in real trouble.
That's how you know you're in research mode.
That too. Nikki says, I'm just going to be writing down your tarot cards information for the whole stream. That is fine. You got to get familiar with it before you can get super familiar with both the traditional meanings and your intuition and sort of blend those together. I don't know what this hand motion was with my thumbs out in front. I don't know. Don't ask me.
It just seems like teacher mode. Like, yes, we're bringing it together.
Well, so one of the things I knew was going to happen when I started teaching was normally you say like pair up or whatnot, but when you want them in groups of threes, because if you have an odd number of children, then you're supposed to say small group. But of course, the word threesome is like going to come out of your mouth at some point.
Yes.
So it came out of my mouth with my seniors, so 12th graders, so 17, 18-year-olds, when my principal came to observe my class.
Oh, no.
And so my kids were like, really, Misty? Really? And I'm like, you know what I mean.
I'm just saying, we need to take that word back because it doesn't, like, what are we supposed to say? Thruples? Like, what is a group of three if not, like, we got to take it back into a non-adult fun times sort of way. Because
yeah. Chandra says, I would wear any and all of those shirts.
Same.
You are dreading editing this piping hot mess of a story.
Same. Actually, I don't think that's really a mess. I think that's all in my head, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. A trio.
Yeah, but see, when I hear trio, this is the problem with other meanings getting associated. I think singing, like a trio to me is like one bigger than a duet. And so I think musically, and so like we just need to take all the number words back from adult sexy fun times. Like we can be in numbered groups without adult fun time. It can happen.
Yeah. All righty. Let's go ahead and save the documents.
Yes.
I have not saved mine in a while, so click the save button.
Don't feed the gremlins.
It's now saved. So make sure you have something to drink and hydrate with, and we are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Oops, I forgot to unmute.
It is a thing. What happens?
I'm almost done with this. Yeah. Oops, nope. I took the wrong letter out. There we go. Now the typo is fixed. Oh man, I wrote one word too many. My document is sitting at 6,667.
Oh, so close. So close. Like, yeah.
I mean, I have the first three, but still. Should I delete a word just to have it? No.
I could see myself going, did I use a that doesn't need to be there, and like scanning for it really quickly, because that's one of my weird crutch words that, see, I just used it, that I use all the time.
Yeah.
I have like 1,000 that's in my first drafts. Like, that is everywhere.
Me too. Because they teach you how to use it, you know, and then they're like, oh yeah, don't use that so much.
But that's what it's there for. Oh, I'm so bad about that. Yeah, I switched over to like plotty, planny mode and just kind of stared at my questions for like the whole timer, going, oh, Avery, what are you going to be doing in this book? Because you have to, like, you only really have one main goal, and that's make sure everyone survives, or as many as you can survive. But that's not enough. Like, you need a personal motivation. And it's not going to be to fall in love while you're trying to save your own life and everybody else's, because I'm tired of that story.
Sorry, maybe I should have
That's the other
had
thing that
a
I
cup
did.
of coffee after
Coffee.
Coffee. Yeah. Well, it was, I could tell this morning that I, needed to drink water before I had any coffee, and which is always a good idea in general. But after I had my first cup of coffee, I was like, yeah, I should probably wait before I have another cup.
After the Nightmare PTSD stream last night, Dahl and the others were so very kind, and we were like talking till like midnight, 1 a.m. my time. Like, we just, like, people were very kind and supportive. But yeah, I did not. And then of course I didn't sleep well because.
Yeah. I mean, is there any new information about how it caught fire?
No. Just for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, they're not that far. Like, literally, like, easy walk from my house, there was a fireworks store, not a stand, a store. And it's right beside a gas station, because smart planning. And it caught fire last night before my stream for the World Wide Writeathon. And so, like, I have PTSD from gunshots and explosions, and there was like 10 minutes straight of explosions next to a gas station. And so I don't remember last night's stream at all. So hopefully y'all had fun, because I was on autopilot through it. And I'm amazed that I actually did it. I'm told that it went well, so yay. But no, we have no idea what started it, how it got started. Like, it so far, nothing. Like, the weirdest thing is, like, it's gone. Like, the building is gone, like, burned to the ground, gone. None of the local news have even mentioned it happening. Like, it's not, like, because I wanted to share, like, a news story, because I figured, like, there'd be pictures or something, like, this is what I went through last night. And I can't find any reference to it happening. My dad was listening to the police scanner last night, and apparently, like, they just, like, low-key sent people to check it out. Like, it never got mentioned on the police scanner that he heard, unless it was on one of, like, maybe on one of some other channel or something. And, like, we have no idea what's going on. Like,
did the fire trucks ever show up?
Yeah, the fire trucks did eventually show up, but they did their sirens, which is why I was freaking out because I never heard sirens. But the fire department is literally like just like a block down the street from it, so they just like got in the truck, drove down the block, pulled in, and started doing stuff. But
that's insane.
And so I got like no sleep last night, and I'm amazed to be functioning right now. But that's one of the reasons why when I saw your invite, like I immediately had like a terror reaction.
Oh,
I was like, "Oh no, streaming!" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to make streaming a thing. This is not going to ruin streaming for me."
Right, streaming is good.
Streaming is good. Fireworks stores burning down and exploding next to gas stations, bad.
That's bad. That's bad.
So yeah, I don't know. I really want to know, like. I'm assuming that the stories are being written and they're just like slow rolling it because weekend
maybe
or something. But like it's so weird that there's like
that is weird. Yeah,
giant
fire.
Weird
It wouldn't be on the police scanner. Yeah.
So I don't know. It was weirdness.
Aaron was making a joke because technically orgy apparently has to have 3 or more people without their shoes on.
True.
So
true.
I'm so proud of yourself, Ayane. Good. You finished your rom-com novella. Yay!
That is awesome.
That is awesome. You don't know that threesome was the right word and not trio. It's a right word.
Is it?
Yes, that's exactly the point. So your browser decided to be a little snot. Oh no. Wipe its nose. CB got 673. Wow.
Wow, that's amazing. Sorry, my reaction was to the cats. The cats have decided to be very loud playing, and so facial expressions deal with cats. That's awesome, CB.
I wasn't sure if it was your pets or your hubby that you were smiling at.
Oh no, the cats have decided. Like my one cat growls, like when she's having fun, she's just like, "Rah!" And it sounds like she hates everything, but she's just like, "Yay!" And the other cat's just like acting like she's dying, and they're just sitting there, like not even touching each other, just batting their paws at each other, and it's just,
so cute.
It's so cute.
So cute. Ayane got 362. Nice. Chandra got 4 chapters edited. Dang, you're going fast. And CB says, nope, that is nonsense. Elizabeth, trying to wrap my head around a new how to teach this subject document from the government. Oh, those.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Because, you get a new one of those quite often. For me, it's still, I can't tell if this is facepalm or elbow cough.
It looks like facepalm to me.
It does. All the teeny tiny little images. Kill them all. 194. Nice.
Yay.
Nice. 309 for CB. Yeah, who puts a firecracker store and
right?
Together?
But we're in the county, so there was no way to get like zoning involved. Like they can do whatever they want.
And they're probably owned by the same people.
Probably. We're talking about the fireworks stand that burned down last night. Oh. Yeah, it's insane. It's just, yeah. Yeah.
So we are very glad that you are here and safe and doing better than last night. Oh, Chandra says, my cat has decided to terrorize me with his love. CB got 309 and not 673. That's still good. Is your 673 your sum from both of the 2 sprints? The two sprints we just did? Yes. Yeah. Those teaching documents are not fun to read through. Love love that the reaction is like, oh, those. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Definitely. All righty. I am, what am I on? I'm on 97 of 100 of these would you rather questions from Natalie. So I'm almost done. And we still have an hour, so I'll be able to move on to a different project. Woot! And that is always a good thing. So,
sorry, the hubby was updating me about like what's going on up there, and he said they've got it like cleaned up and whatnot as much as they can, so it looks like nothing to see here, like nothing ever happened.
was it an illegal fireworks store?
No, it was actually a chain store, and it had been there for over a year. But yeah, so I don't know.
That's weird. Especially if it's a chain store, then you would think that the corporation would get involved.
Right?
And they would want police officers to.
They're called Boomland, and they went boom.
Yeah. He said they're called Boomland, and they went boom. Like, yeah. It just I don't.
Advertising.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either.
My life is so much stranger than fiction right now. I don't know anymore.
For real. All right.
Oh, Ayane, I didn't know that was a thing.
I know. Chandra says, I already have conspiracy theories about this. You should email your local paper.
Oh, so do I. Like this is like all the hubby and I have talked about since it happened, because like just none of this seems right. None of this seems right. Like did aliens come? Like, is that what happened? Like aliens came and tried to abduct the place, and like everybody swooped in, and the Men in Black are like quickly going around zapping everybody so that the story doesn't get out. Like, what in the world happened?
What kind of aliens would want fireworks?
Bored
Like, are they wanting them for fireworks? Are they wanting them for candy? Like, what are the aliens wanting an entire store full of fireworks for?
I don't know, but like, it's the stupidest thing to have like conspiracy theories about, but it's such a weird occurrence that it's like, why do you know what? Yeah.
I don't know. Diana says, I've got an hour more. Excellent. So you might finish this one shot for Kinktober.
Can I say, is that something that should be looked into, or is that something I just don't want to know about? Let me know, Ayane. I'm curious, because I've been thinking about getting into going back into romance erotica writing, and I don't know. Is that something I should look into or not?
No chance of Billy.
I'm such a mess. Yes, Men in Black, whatever you do, don't look at the pen light.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
CB says that fireworks should be illegal. And for the longest time, they usually were, especially like summertime in the South.
Yeah, like they're not legal to have in city limits. But that's basically how the rules are around here. Like, you can't have them in city limits, but everywhere else.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to put another working Tomato Tom on the screen. Make sure that you save your documents.
Don't feed
and I
the
have
gremlins.
a inkling of a feeling that Charlie might be going to look up Kinktober.
I might.
Maybe.
Well, I'm wanting to do a couple short stories to just get my creative brain turned on, and that doesn't seem like that would take a lot of planning and forethought. So I'm going to look into it.
Here you go. All righty. So we are going to go ahead and start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Whoopsies. I did it again. I think I got close to like 800 or 900-ish during that sprint. But I think I'm done with the document side of things. So I think I'm ready to do some more handwritten brainstorming stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at.
All the planning.
How about you?
I first of all got distracted by Ayani's suggestion, and first of all, I've had like 20 competitive different lists of prompts for the month, and they're all on different levels of the topic at hand. So that was interesting. My concern is because I know how my psyche works. If I was like, I'm going to do this, I would feel like I have to, one, retroactively do all the ones before, and do every one in there, because I have a problem. Like when I say I'm going to do a thing, I can't just like pick one or two things, and I don't know. Ironically, I don't, like I said in my response to her, ironically, I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment. And then I started looking at some of my story plans to see if I have figured out exactly how I'm going to do things, because I want to start getting to publication, because I have a lot of stories sitting around in the nether regions of my house, and I went through to see the outside world. And so I'm trying to figure out a plan for all that.
You're trying to kick them out of the house and make them be independent.
And it's trying to figure out the right order in which to do it, because I don't know that there is a right order, like, if I'm going to be honest. But like, I'm kind of in this point where I'm rebooting my career, and it's like, so should I focus on the space opera, the dark urban fantasy, or the epic fantasy first? Like, which, like, I feel like I should get a bunch of one of those things out in a block instead of like peppering, like, here's one of this genre and one of that genre and one of this genre, and like, which one do I want to double, triple, quadruple down on? Yeah, choices. Life choices are hard, y'all.
Yep. Yes. And I had the hiccups for a good half of that sprint, which is also another thing. Because I don't get just like one or two hiccups like normal people. I have them for solid 5 to 10 minutes at a time.
I feel that. Yeah.
But I have crossed the 27.5K mark.
You're doing better than I am.
Already,
because I was curious and looked up my numbers.
Yeah, I saw that you put yours in, but I have a feeling you will sneak up and do some of those ridiculously long days of yours.
There's a chance that there will be a couple 10K days coming up or more.
So yes, this is where you were talking with Ayani about the
prompt list.
Prompts. Prompt list. Bunny had to cook some food, and you are now back to editing. Awesome. You found it surprisingly easy to write. Most of the sex you write is in the romance with people who love each other. That's always a bonus. So something with more going on is somehow going more smoothly. Nice. Okay, so yes, y'all are still talking. Not ready for commitment.
Yeah, I just know how my brain works.
Well, and with one of the things that I've run into with these the prompts that are on social media and Instagram and all that kind of stuff is I feel that sort of pressure to do them in order and post about them. Whereas that's not how my brain works when I've presented with a list of things to do. I don't do them in order.
It's like, I really wanted to do Inktober, but I know how slow I am at drawing. And I was like, that's pressure I don't need, but I really want to do it, but no. I'm learning to simplify. This is the hardest task of my life.
For real, and I need some of that lesson too. CB says, got 389, got a snack and a drink. Ooh, Chandra has taken a turn. The editing has turned into adding chapters and scenes again. Ooh. Ayane got 287 is blaming you for the distraction.
I'll take all the blames. Like, it's my fault.
Ooh, Sid got over 800. Yay!
Yay.
That is awesome. Petra got 397.
That is awesome.
Nice. And you know what? That's 3 more than CB's username. So there you go.
We have a new bar.
It's time for the stories to pay rent. Yes.
Yes. Yes. They've been here long enough.
Choices are hard for sure. Which is why these, like, would you rather questions are so entertaining to me.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a way to get both of the things or neither of the things, because there are some that I'm like, I don't want either one of these.
Because we did some Would You Rather on the stream that I was on, and Laura from, was it Triple Trope, I think's the name of her channel, was coming up with her own, and they were like some of the, like, they were so hard. Like, you know, would you rather be one of your protagonists or antagonists for a day? And it's just like, bad things happen to all of them. I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, no, don't do this to me.
Yeah. If you force his wrist in tightly towards his back, it puts more pressure on his shoulder and makes the likelihood of a dislocated shoulder, ruptured deltoid bicep, tricep, labrum, rotator cuff, blah, 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 all the things. All the things more likely. And you can push his head forward. Oh, I honestly thought it said you can push his head off. Sorry. That's what I get for trying to guess what's coming next.
Well, CB, Jules just took your story in a very Game of Thrones direction.
Very much so. Making escape very difficult, and it hurts their back. They can't escape, and it hurts their back. Yes. All the things. This is where your wrestling knowledge comes in handy. Yes. Elizabeth retired the How to Teach document. Yay! The brain can't take it. So now you moved on to making a game without the French Revolution.
About the French Revolution. Oh, I could think of some fun things. Like, I really kind of want to run a Vampire the Masquerade game that takes place during the French Revolution. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a lot of history there.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. Turn to page 394. Blame Alan Rickman for your username. I think it's wonderful.
I blame Alan Rickman for everything because he is my raison d'etre this week. I don't know why, but he's become my happy place.
He's a very good happy place.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of, I don't know. When Elizabeth was talking about teaching guides, and the How to Teach documents, one of the most useful ones I ever encountered came from, I don't want to make you disappear. Where are you?
I'm right here.
What am I doing? Here we go.
I don't know.
So it's a flip book where each page is a little longer. And so this was from the organization that trains teachers to do gifted teaching. So for the kids who are a little bit faster than average or learn a little bit differently. And so it goes over activities that you can do for assessing kids. For vocabulary, sort of like different levels of what you can do, different tasks, things you can do before, during, and after your assessment. And so it goes through that for assessing a kid, for planning lessons, for teaching kids how to plan, for developing your learning environment, like what visually, tactilely, the different aspects of.
That's really interesting.
This flip book has been, which was free,
that's even better
than like 8 of my textbooks that I had to pay ridiculous amounts of money for.
Isn't that the way, though? Like, it feels like it to me.
Yeah. So this, I'm not sure if you have something that's like it, but it was from our regional educators thing. I don't even know like what the acronym is anymore. What is the acronym? Don't know. Doesn't say.
Does it have a title so that maybe Elizabeth can find it?
It is the differentiating instruction pamphlet, which does not help because those were the buzzwords of like the last 2 years. So, yeah, I don't know.
It's at least a starting place to start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's definitely way better than a lot of the textbooks that I had to buy. So, yeah.
Yeah, I thought about becoming a teacher, but I was living in California at the time, and they were doing a push where they'd basically pay for your education as long as you agreed to teach in the school system for a certain period of time. Yep. You know?
Yeah.
And I looked into it, but it wouldn't have been enough to help pay rent where we were living. And
yeah, and there's a lot of that too in quite a few states here. I think Oklahoma was one of the places that was having a really hard time retaining teachers because teachers were having to room with other teachers, like rent an apartment together, like rent a 1 or 2 room apartment together to share the rent because the rent was not great. And the school systems couldn't pay them enough money, which stinks. And they hadn't had new textbooks in over 20 years, which is stupid. Like, who doesn't have a history textbook that includes something from the last decade?
I remember when I was in high school, our principal got us, when we transitioned over to being a magnet school, that gave us the funding to actually get new textbooks for everything. But we still had to raise, like they gave us a partial grant and then the school had to raise the rest. And so we were running around selling candies and cookies, and like they were selling off like the old textbooks. Yeah. For anybody who wanted to have them to just try to make up the difference. And that would have been in the 90s. Like I can only imagine what people are doing now, having to do now.
No, it's so the county that I was teaching in they were doing textbook adoption. And so they had a whole bunch of like countywide meetings and things. And they discussed which textbook that we wanted and whatnot. And so the committee decided on like 2 or 3 books or 2 or 3 packages that the teachers would then vote on. So we all got hauled into another meeting during the summer, and we spent all day looking at the variations in the textbooks. And
that sounds
I can't figure out why we wound up with it. I know exactly why we wound up with a particular textbook we got, because none of the teachers in my building, except for like the higher ups, voted for this particular textbook. But if you read the fine print, 11 of the people who were involved in writing, editing, or putting the book together were from the county. They paid $10 million for those textbooks to level from elementary to high school to make sure it was. That was also the year that the history teachers adopted their textbooks. The German teachers adopted theirs. The math teachers were scheduled for the following year. It was like that county was. I don't understand. Like I did not get. I was like, where is this money coming from? So.
Like I remember when I first started learning German, our teacher who was from Berlin kept trying to explain to us, please don't pay attention to the slang they're teaching you in the book. This book was made in the 60s and you'll sound like an old hippie. Like, because the book was trying to like make us seem cool, so it was teaching us like all the like hip German slang, and she's like, please don't, please just ignore all the slang in the book. Like, just don't do that. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Because
Ayana says, why am I always thinking about this weird thing you know about Snape you found on and that's Archive of Our Own, about Omorashi. Don't judge, it's well written.
I have to say, like, for me, because I saw you also say something about Alan Rickman, Happy Place. His voice has been like soothing and calming for me. Like, no matter, like, even like in an angry role, like there's the something about the tone and timbre of his voice that is just really. With everything I was going through this week, it was just like nice just to hear him talking. You don't want to know how many times I rewatched Galaxy Quest this week. I don't want to know.
You think your school system in Norway is not quite the same, but you need some of that. Yeah, some of the differentiation pamphlets. That would be good. Cali schools are rough, but they have the best benefits. So that is an upside. And you don't get paid in Utah to even. Yeah, because
that was the problem is we were out there during the, there's so many crises, but back when FERC was arguing over pricing and the price of electricity went up like 100 times what it was before, and like you're suddenly getting like bills for like $2,000-$3,000 when it was like nowhere near that before.
Yeah.
One of our friends got an electric bill for $22,000 because of how they had done the pricing, and everybody was like, "How in the world are we going to afford to live?" Like, it's the only time in my life I've been literally all about the Benjamins. Like, it was all like, oh my goodness, how are we going to survive this?
Yeah. Well, and I thought about going to teach in Alaska because of the money. But I didn't.
And then we wouldn't have you.
So.
But yeah, it's fun thinking about some of those paths not taken.
Yep. So CB's stepsister is a math teacher. Good on her. Teachers don't get paid enough. Amen.
No, they don't.
They do not. And like some of the other crappy things about it, they're like, we're going to give you a 1% raise. Oh, wait, just kidding. Furlough, pay cuts.
It's the two great lies. Yeah, it's the two great lies of American politics. We care about our children's education and we support the veterans. Like, those are the two things that every politician will say, and none of them mean it. No matter what party, that's like a complete nonpartisan thing. They all say it, and none of them mean it. None of them actually do anything about it, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that the team of teachers that I had was amazing. Like, so nice, so willing to go. Like, oh, hey, this is what I'm doing in my class. Maybe you could use a little bit of it. We did a lesson, the 12th grade English teachers did a lesson on, oh God, I just completely drew a blank on the name. Guy who wrote Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, Swift. Jonathan Swift.
Yes. So he had the other thing, the Eat Babies.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember.
I know. I can't remember what that's called, but it's like a treatise on British something.
Yeah. So it's essentially satire. But so my department chair went and bought like the giant bag of the little Sour Patch Kids, the candy that looks like a little neon children. And so she put them up in the little like teeny tiny cups and like put them on the desks. She's like, you can't eat these yet. You cannot eat, don't eat them yet. Let's read through the next bit. Now you can eat them. It's great.
Yeah, his satire was on point. Like, he, to this day, I think it still reads like biting satire, and that's something that's not true of a lot of older, like, especially because that's what, 300 years old now?
Yeah. Administrators, yeah. So the administration, I think, has sometimes some mixed priorities, shall we say. like our band got all the attention because they won awards left,
Yep.
right, and center. But that meant that the kids were in the hallway still practicing at 8 p.m. and then they still had to go home and do all their homework.
Yeah.
One of the books you were required to buy was a textbook that your comp professor helped write. Yeah, exactly. Stupid computer, says CP. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. Which is like a double wonderful thing because me and Jane Austen, like, we're friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all about that kind of story. Oh, Dogma. Oh, Dogma is such a good movie.
Yeah. Same here. We care about our special needs kids. We respect our soldiers. Horse Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Modest proposal. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My brain was like,
That's
what
it.
is
Thank
this?
you.
My brain could not complete the thought.
Yeah, my problem is I've been reading a lot of Revolutionary War stuff, and so I've got the name of like 20 documents that have nothing to do with that, like running through my head. like no, that was an American thing. No, it's yeah.
Just a warning in case y'all couldn't tell, I'm done with the sprints. I'm just going to chat for another couple minutes.
I need to make you a version of the Boimler effect thing that you can.
Well, I think
your
I
own
could
version.
make like a little ticker, like no more sprints. I'm done. Right? I can do that. Right?
I created an overlay. It's just like I'm just gonna play this now, which means we're done. But I've been having so much fun making those little animations lately. Like, oh my goodness, it's been so like therapeutic. Like making the gremlin one, because I was having so many gremlins that day, making that gremlin animation that I used on the sprints last night. That don't feed the gremlins. Like that was really cute. That was so relaxing and so much fun to do. And I'm wanting to do more of that kind of a thing. So beware, my videos might get really weird soon. Like, I don't know. Like,
that'd be okay. That'd be just fine.
But I'm just having a lot of fun with that.
You once bailed on a date because he didn't know who Jane Austen was. Good.
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you.
Like that's one of the first like big arguments that I had with the hubby is he didn't know who Jane Austen was. And I think Emma had just come out. I'm trying to remember my dates. The Gwyneth Paltrow, I think wasn't that Gwyneth Paltrow that was in the Emma movie? It was like in the late 90s. There was they made so many versions of Emma that it's hard to keep track of them all. But anyway, there was a Jane Austen movie that had just come out in the theaters. And I was like, look, if this is going to be a thing, you're going to come with me to see this movie. And he was like, I'm game. I was like, yeah. But yeah, that was a deal breaker. Because
you must learn.
You must learn. Jane Austen is life. Like, if you can't stand people sitting around and bickering about all the little things, like, you're not going to like being in my life. Like, you're just not. Like, you're not going to like that at all. So, yeah.
As a Catholic, I was a little worried about dogma, but oh goodness, could I relate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Lizzie is back.
Welcome back.
And you're welcome for the sprints. It's the Dawdler effect.
There we go. I need to make a Dawdler effect for you.
Lizzie is writing a blurb for your Wattpad romance, which is gonna get better.
I am so bad at Wattpad. I am so bad at Wattpad. Like, I feel like I find all of the right tags that will make no one read the stories I post over there. Because if I forget to put tags on a story, the story gets reads. If I tag the story and do all the stuff I'm supposed to do, nobody reads it.
Oh, no.
And it's like, I feel like I just have this weird effect. Like, I can find all of the please ignore this tags for the sites. And it's made me oddly paranoid about posting stuff over there. But, yeah, I don't know.
Yay for chat, says Elizabeth. Didn't come for the sprint, though. Well, good. Emma Thompson wrote the screenplay, and her computer went mad, and she had to take it to Stephen Fry to get him to fix it.
Oh, Stephen Fry. See, that's the thing that the hubby is dealing with right now, because he realized he had never read any of the Sherlock Holmes books, so we got the collected audiobook that Stephen Fry, because it's not that expensive, or if you have an Audible account, it's 1 credit. Nice. It's every Sherlock Holmes read by Stephen Fry.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes. And so he's going through and experiencing the awesomeness that is Arthur Conan Doyle, including all of the weird, like, oh, and there are ghosts and fairies, because everybody always forgets that part about Sherlock Holmes. Like, he's technically an urban fantasy character because there are ghosts and fairies in Sherlock Holmes books.
Yes. Lizzie, love extra chat at the end of the sprints. You like a fine balance between the two. And Devin is awesome, coming in with the link to Morgan's sprints. Yes.
I remember she did one. I just don't remember if that was the one that was in the theaters at the time. Because this would have been in 96. And I don't remember if that was the one that was in the... Because back then especially, there was a new Jane Austen movie in theaters like every year, if not like 2.
Was Drew Barrymore in that? Or a different one?
I think that was a different one. I think. I don't know. There's so many. There's so many. And I probably own all of them in multiple formats because I'm that person.
Yeah. I'm horrible at actor names. So CB says, I didn't see that one coming. It's kind of like casting her as Jo March.
Yeah.
Wattpad forums are the worst. That's why I don't spend time there anymore.
Yes. Agreed.
Only on Wattpad to write for fun. No reading on there for you. Fair enough. Stephen Fry does the British Harry Potter audio books.
I know, and I don't know if it's still up or not, but at the beginning of the quarantine, Audible made Sorcerer's Stone available to listen to for free, and it was the British version. So it was the Stephen Fry version. So I've actually heard that one from Stephen Fry's reading because I can't get enough of his voice.
Yay for Sherlock and Stephen Fry.
Yeah, it's amazing if you haven't done it. There's also a couple done by other readers. There is actually a series of them read by Benedict Cumberbatch as well, but they're each sold separately. And I was like,
fine as long as he doesn't try and say penguin.
There are a couple read by Derek Jacobi, which he is a good reader as well and a good actor. And yeah, not that I'm like obsessive about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but like, yeah, a little bit.
And he says, I can't find a lot about my ship there, but I did find 2 stories where she ended up with her rapist.
Ooh.
And then I was done with Wattpad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the hardest part about finding a place to post original fiction, because there aren't a lot of places that specialize in original fiction. And it's like, what do you have? You know what I'm saying? Like, and especially with the fact that they have that development deal with both Amazon and Netflix, like you want as a writer to have your fiction over there, because if you can get popular enough, then they'll start shopping it over to the networks. And, you know, it's like, Wattpad is a weird catch-22 for writers. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It really is. So Chandra was saying that, yes, Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow came out in 96.
Okay. I thought that's the one that was, but my memory is like...
Yeah. He does an awesome Minerva McGonagall.
I can only imagine his McGonagall.
Elizabeth is loving the Stephen Fry narration of Harry Potter as well. In Stewart says, haven't used Wattpad since I was in 9th grade. I wrote 1 short fic, and then someone mentioned Archive of Our Own, and I was sold. Definitely a Cumberbatch. My blurb is sad because I don't have an actual plot for the book. You'll get there.
You'll get there. I mean, and there are ways around that. Just treat it as an opportunity to write a short vignette about your main character.
Yes.
because that's probably going to be the hook in if you don't have a full plot idea at this point in time.
Yep. And Chandra always keeps a toe in the Wattpad waters.
Because that's the issue that we're facing right now. Is like there are no real good choices for us, like especially on the indie side, because everyone has been having issues lately in one respect or another, whether it's, some of the weird lawsuits that have been going over at Draft to Digital for things that are completely not their fault. That puts everything in weird limbo, like how long, what if, lawsuits without merit sometimes succeed. So you never know what's going to happen with all that. And then, you look at some of, I just lost her name, the authortuber who had all the issues with Ingram Spark. Mandy Lynn, yeah. Mm-hmm. Who had all the problems over there. And she's not the only one. I've seen quite a few people complaining.
I think, Bethany, I forget how to say her name. Atazeta. But yeah, so I've heard, but I've only heard that that's when you want to pre-order a physical book as well as, I don't know. There were multiple issues.
Yeah.
So I think that is going to be it for me. So, Charlie, do you have an outro?
Oh, why not? Hello, my name is Charlie. If you don't know me, I have a YouTube channel that apparently has a subscriber count that's a random number generator now. So, yay. As of yesterday, it went above what I had before, below what I had before. It just ping-ponged, and it's still doing that. Like, because I've been checking my stats when I noticed that it's been ping-ponging weirdly on the creator dashboard. So I have a random number of subscribers. Yay! The chaos has taken over the channel.
What do I have? I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Oh, I hit 290. Whoa.
Nice.
Okay. Nice. Thank you.
I do sprints over there twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays at 5 Central. I have 2 podcasts. The newest one is specifically about world building and writing. So if you're interested in that, go check out Myth Weaving in a podcasting app near you. You can find links to everything that I do over at projectshadow.com. Oh, and if it's not in your app, please let me know, because they've all told me that they're in there, and I have gotten some reports that they're not. So I'm having to file some bug reports.
Oh,
so
no.
Yeah, if you do go looking for it and it's not there, please let me know.
And Charlie's link should be in the description, among lots of other awesome authortubers you should follow. So my name is Jules. I'm the Dawdling writer, and I stream 4 times a week in order to not dawdle. So I am here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, and Sundays, 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern. And so, yeah, so I'm currently working on a YA fantasy that I should be finishing, like the draft 2 outline that is kind of insane at the moment. I am working on a Cinderella retelling that is, the first couple parts are up on Wattpad. It's called Cinderella Should Have Been a Bitch.
Epic.
And I'm now working on my project Moon Phase, which is going to be a paranormal romance at the moment. We shall see if it stays that way.
I just love how the voice got increasingly higher. The paranormal romance. Maybe.
I hesitate to say that because, I tried the contemporary romance and it just bombed so hard in my brain. I was just like, it was awful. Like they were cardboard cookie cutout people, like, and I just was like, don't you want to kiss? And they like broke and fell apart.
Come on, paper dolls, kiss.
Right. Like that's what I felt like I was doing with that story. So that story
Been there.
So thank you for joining us today. We hope you had fun, whether it was writing or chatting with us, and we will see y'all later on the internet.
Yep. Bye.